Welcome to Look What I Bought. Well, I bought a lot of stuff at Goodwill. But first I'm going to show you this. I bought a new DVD case. But I'm not just... The point is, I bought a lot of DVDs at Goodwill. So, 10 to be exact. So, I'm going to rank them. The top 10 DVDs I bought from Goodwill. Why top 10? Why not? Number 10, Michael Bay's Transformers. I put this as a bomb on the list because I wasn't much of a Transformers fan, or even Michael Bay for that matter, but the action is still pretty good, and the acting outside of who's that guy again? Oh, Shia Ball. It's still pretty good, so. And the voice acting's pretty good too from Optimus Prime and all the other characters too, so. I don't like the slime. I know they might have slime humor, but I'm not sure. But still, not great, but pretty good, and still better than the sequels. Number 9, 2001: Space Travesty. I bought this because I like spoof comedy, and this is a spoof of Space Odyssey, obviously. To be honest, I never really watched this. I only bought this because of who's in it and what, and I like comedies. I put this higher on the list than the Transformer one because I prefer comedies sometimes. So I know I can read it. It's basically a guy trying to save the world and all that stuff. So again. Sorry. Number 8, Pokemon Skitty. I bought this because it only has 3 episodes, but I mainly bought this because I have a crush on May. But still, the episodes themselves are pretty good. I also like the animation in I Feel Skitty and Deceit and Success because it reminds me of the animation from. It kind of remind me of the animation from the 90s, what Disney used to use and what Warner Bros. Used to use. Because it's all rubbery and all that stuff. Not too rubbery, but rubbery enough. So that's why I bought this. Number 7, Pokemon Chicarita. I put this higher because Chicarita actually evolves into Bayleaf. Which has some significance. I think Chicarita has more of a development than May Skitty. Actually, Chicarita has more development than May Skitty. That's why I put it higher. Granted, it doesn't have the animation I like, but still, it's pretty good. Number 6, Pokemon Advance, The Scaffold of Legends. I put this higher because this has more than just 3 episodes. And this one does have my favorite type of animation. And Lisa Ortiz, one of my favorite voice actresses, is in this one too. And the battle itself is pretty awesome too. And Ash learns like a life lesson, all that stuff. Number 5, Major Pain. I'm not sure this was during or after his days in the living color, but it's still a pretty funny comedy sketch. I know it's a typical like tough guy who has a soft heart, but it's still a pretty good one. And also because of the Bad Bam Bigelow cameo and the fact that I'm a wrestling fan, so that's what also draw me to this. So, 2. Number 4, Whose Line Is It Anyway? The Uncensored Edition. I put this higher because yes, it's uncensored. I don't like that bleep sound, bleep, because it's so annoying. Plus I'm so a fan of it. I mean, all those jokes are funny, like funny enough to get the audience laughing, like ha 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 ha. And this was one of my favorite shows growing up, so that's why I put it there. Number 3, Alvin and Chipmunks, Chipmunks Christmas. I bought this because it has one of my favorite animators of all time, Chuck Jones. He animated the Chipmunks Christmas. Chuck Jones is probably best known for doing Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's why I bought this, because Chuck Jones will miss you. You're one of the greatest animators of all time. It also includes like 2 bonus episodes too. Merry Christmas, Mr. Carl. Merry Christmas, Mr. Carl is based on A Christmas Carol. Alvin goes through like a Christmas Carol scenario. And Dave's Wonderful Life. Dave's Wonderful Life is probably the least Christmassy of the 3, because it doesn't reference Christmas in any way possible. But I still like the It's a Wonderful Life scenario. That's why I bought this. And this one comes with a music CD as well, like a music audio CD as well. That's why it's number 3. Number 2, the original Wicker Man. Not the Nicolas Cage one, the original one. I bought this, like I said, I'm usually a fan of the originals instead of the remakes. Sometimes I usually buy both remake and original, but this time I only bought the original one. Because, you know, like I said, I prefer the originals over remake. But the selling point for me when he says the Citizen Kane of horror films, so that's what drove me to buy this, because yeah, and Citizen Kane is the greatest movie of all time, so that was the tipping point for me to buy this. And the number 1 DVD I bought from Goodwill is South Park, the complete 12th season. It's a number 1 for a number of reasons. 1, South Park is one of my favorite shows. And 2, instead of having just 1 disc, it has like 3 discs. Look at this. Whoa! And it does have some like favorite episodes, like oh yeah, Elementary School Musical, About Last Night, The China Problem, Bernie's Look, Eek a Penis. I could go either way, and Super Fun Time is pretty good too. Yeah, that's why I bought this. It's a pretty funny season from a pretty funny show, so that's why I bought this. And at $3, you can't go wrong. Well, that was it. The top 10 DVDs I bought from Goodwill. See you next time.